Well, the day has finally come. We are finally at the end of the road when it comes to She-Hulk. Some people have fought in wars. Me, I've survived. I've survived the absolute shit show that is She-Hulk. The worst Marvel Disney Plus series to date. I don't think that's any competition at this point. Some people would say Loki. It's got to be She-Hulk, innit? Just the worst Marvel series to date. You know, it's funny we're now at the point where the debate is, what's the worst? What's the worst Marvel series or Marvel movie? And I think that goes to She-Hulk. Well, in terms of movies, that goes to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But this show is just absolutely awful. I don't know what I was watching this final episode. I don't know what they were trying to do. Basically, what I find funny about this episode is it's one thing to be shit, absolute dog shit at writing stories, but to actually acknowledge that you're shit at writing stories just baffles me. It really baffles me. This is essentially going to be another example of it. We're going to have all the articles coming out. She-Hulk was bad, and that was the point. Or She-Hulk was absolute dog shit, and that's a good thing. I'm waiting on these articles coming out. They're going to come out. We're going to see them. We're going to see them. Oh, no, it was supposed to be bad. That was the point. But yeah, they're just going to claim, oh, well, it was a spoof. Yeah, but spoofs are usually funny. I don't know if you've seen, Hot Shots or anything like that. But that's what spoof is supposed to be. Supposed to be funny, whereas this show hasn't been funny the entire time. Every episode, there hasn't been anything that has been funny. Nothing funny. I just can't picture that someone somewhere, we know someone somewhere is sitting watching this show and laughing hysterically. And those are people that have never seen comedies in their life. They've never had someone tell them a joke on the street. It's like, I'm funnier than this fucking show. Oh my God, it's just, they acknowledge that they're shit at their jobs. Good one. But I don't really know what else I can say before we get into this episode, other than it's just pure shite. I was just confused and baffled that this is the time, this is the era that we live. This is the time we had to be on this timeline. In another timeline, they're all having fun. They're all getting great TV shows. Over here, we're just at the point of, I just want to stare into the bottom of a bottle. I really should start getting pissed when I watch these shows. I really should. And it's even worse, especially coming off of House of the Dragon episode 8, which was fucking amazing. And then you watch something like this. It's depressing. That's what it is. It really does make you appreciate shows like House of the Dragon at the moment. It really does. That we're watching something like this. 2 days ago, I was watching something like House of the Dragon. What's going on? What is going on? But it's safe to say, it doesn't look as though Marvel's going to get any better. They are not going to heal themselves and start putting out good shit. We've Phase 4. We're almost at the end. We have Wakanda Forever. Do we think that's going to be any good? Do I fuck? I don't think it's going to be any good. So we're just stuck in this position. Don't think Phase 5 is going to be any good. I don't think it's going to happen. But let's get into this episode anyway. And then we can finally stop talking about it. Because, again, we know this show. Even the people that say they like it, not going to watch it again. Not going to speak about it again. It will be a distant memory. Everybody will forget about it. It's not a show that people are going to be going back to. We know that's the case. But they start off with, they rip off the intro to the Incredible Hulk from, what was the 70s or 80s, wasn't it? So they rip that off. They say She-Hulk is being pursued by online trolls. So they have all that. I don't really get the point. But whatever. I guess they just want to do that. So, coming off the last episode, she destroyed those screens, and then all of a sudden, the DODC or something like that, they're already at the scene, like they were following She-Hulk about the whole time. And they took her away because she got a bit angry. Because she was exposed. She got all angry, even though from episode 1 she said, I have to deal with anger infinitely more than the Hulk. That turned out to be a lie. But whatever. So they're in here. She says, have you called Bruce? He says, oh no, I couldn't get a hold of him. So they've got to deal with this case, I guess. I think they say they have a plea deal. None of it goes to court or anything. It's just, oh, you have to do this, this, and this if you want to go. So she gets an inhibitor. She gets one of these things that in episode 1, Bruce, Bruce the Hulk, he said, this is designed for me. Specifically designed for me. I can't make you anything that will dampen your powers. Yet they have one here. This was already an issue, considering they had one for Abomination to stop him turning into Abomination. So, yeah, it just makes Bruce look like a fucking idiot. So they've done that. They've messed that up because, yeah, they're not very good at their jobs, as they're going to point out to us. Because that's funny. So, yeah, they've messed that up. So she's got to get an inhibitor. Her mum and dad come and get her. She's getting fired. Nikki says, oh, I stole a load of stuff and put it in your car. I'm still going to work here, though, because they pay me well. Well, you just stole from them, right? So there's news reporters following her about. She's now moved out of her apartment, I believe, or are we not at that yet? So, yeah, Dad says, you can move in here if you want, so she's got to move out and all that. She's now moving in with her mum and dad. She lies down. That's 5 minutes into the show, by the way. 5 minutes into the show of a finale. Right? Makes no difference, really, does it? Because you haven't told a story. You've just went, oh, what we're going to do is, we're going to do fuck all for 8 episodes, and then on episode 9, we're going to attempt to go, oh, this is what it was all building up to. We're now going to start the story in episode 9! Now! That lasts about 5 minutes, and then we just go off and do, I don't even fucking know what's going on. That is just fuck off, Marvel. Just get fucked. That is really all I've got to say at this point. Really, just piss off. Go away. If you're not willing to put in the effort, fuck off. So she's, they're trying to get to this intelligentsia. They're trying to find out about it. Apparently, it's owned by loads of shell companies. Nikki says, "Oh well, it's just made up of dumb guys." Because we know people, we know, if you're a man, you're just dumb anyway. But yeah, they hatch your phone and all that. I don't really think they're dumb. But okay. So Nikki says, let's destroy them by all means. What does she say? By any and all means. Because that's what Nikki isn't a good friend. She tells people to make the wrong decisions. By just go and destroy them all. And then we get a funny line from Jennifer where she's talking about what she's going to sue Intelligentsia based on. She says she wants to sue them for defamation and invasion of privacy. Now, I imagine most people forgot episode 8. But in episode 8, she was actually trying to invade people's privacy. Yet now she's saying, they invaded my privacy. No, 5 minutes ago, you were trying to invade the privacy of superheroes by letting their identities be known. Now you're complaining about having your personal life invaded. Yet you were advocating for it the previous episode. The writers forgot. The writers forgot. They just forgot. They're shit at their jobs, as they're going to point out. So, yeah, that's pretty much that. Her mum comes in and tries to show Nikki a video of She-Hulk dancing like an asshole in college. So that's going to be important in a minute. So, and then there's this guy's having a talking about She-Hulk. Oh, she was a psycho before she turned into She-Hulk. Right. So I don't know. I don't really know. So then she lays on a bed, and what is it she says? She says, "This isn't even a reluctant superhero story. I'm just getting screwed over. Is this what you guys want? No, it fucking isn't." And then she says, "We're not even that off the rails. You've been off the rails the entire season. 9 episodes. 9 episodes you've been off the absolute rails." So, yeah, that's that fourth wall break. So they're just pointing at it. It's like, yeah, they're just laughing at you at this point. They're just laughing at you, going, ha ha ha, you waste your time. I definitely did waste my time. So she takes Hulk. Then she takes Emil, and these aren't delivered. But she's going to go to Emil's thing anyway. His little weird thing, you know, whatever. You know where he's got all those chickens and stuff. So Nikki posts this on Intelligentsia to try and get some sort of reaction, I guess. And then the Hulk King, if that shows me. Yeah, Hulk King instantly messages her saying, "Oh, come to the event, bro." And then she realizes, oh, I need to get Pug to go to it. So then we have the leader of the Wrecking Crew, who's now a bitch. You know, if you're fans of that group, it's like, what? I can't, but they had this guy bad for like a minute and 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden in the same season, oh, he's a good guy now. He's a good guy. So Nikki and that drive up in the car, and so she's got Pug to go into this event because she can't go because she's a woman. She says, make sure you refer to women as females, because that's what they call women instead of whatever. So he's going to wear some earbud into this event. So you go in here. Hold on. Might as well have these subtitles on. So, like, there's people debating movies and stuff, because that's bad. That's very bad. I did write down all the dialogue sort of stuff that was coming out their mouths. So, yeah, you get stuff like, where is it? Why does there even need to be a She-Hulk? It's not like there's a He-Hulk. And Lady Thor, she just sucks. And I'm not saying that because she's a female. I would have same criticisms if it was a man. So we can kind of see what they're getting at. They're very defensive over their piece of shit work. So they're just trying to, you know, they're trying to take the piss out of people that criticize their dog shit. That's basically what they're doing. They're just defensive writing again. As we've seen in the majority of this, because they knew people wouldn't like it. Yet they did it anyway. Right. Good idea. Good idea, guys. Good idea. I'm sure you're going to be fine. I'm sure you're going to get more work, because they're going to get more work, because that's what happens in Hollywood, doesn't it? Always fail upwards. Whereas back in the day, you come out with some shit like this, you ain't working in fucking Hollywood again. I'll tell you that. But we've changed all that now. You hear someone in the distance saying, no one's allowed to make jokes anymore. That's obvious by this show, isn't it? Definitely not allowed to make jokes anymore. So then it turns out that, what's his name? Todd. He's Hulk King. He created Intelligentsia. So he's saying, is She-Hulk better? No. Is she stronger? No. Is she smarter? No. Why do we have to act like she earned it? Well, I mean, she hasn't earned her powers, really. She hasn't even helped anyone. Just remember that, to put that into perspective for you. The entire season, a so-called superhero, She-Hulk, hasn't saved anybody. Other than the first episode. But even in there, she had to be egged on to do it because she didn't want to ruin her shoes. So, no, she hasn't earned any of the powers. She hasn't even attempted to earn them. So he's saying, oh yeah, she got it from nepotism or something like that. Then Todd asks, oh, did she bone your boss to get where she got? Then he says superpowers should go to the best for the job. Right. Again, I'm just confused. I'm confused on what is it you're trying to actually do. I'm not sure. You know, it is a correct statement. You know, the best person for the job and all that is the correct. So I don't really know what you're going for there. But it turns out he created intelligentsia, jumps up on the stage, says some things. Then it turns out that this event is in Emil Blonsky's little ranch. So he comes, like, and again, I don't know how he's turning into Abomination when if he turns into Abomination, it will alert authorities and they'll be here. So I don't know how he's doing this. They forgot again. They must have forgot. So he's up there giving a speech. It's funny that, isn't it? It's funny how this convention is happening at Emil Blonsky's ranch, and Jennifer decides to go to Emil Blonsky's ranch while this is all happening at the same time. Right. That isn't contrived or anything. So he's speaking like they've ruined the Abomination. They really have. Don't bother trying to bring him back to any future projects because it's not going to work. He's a fucking fool, and he sounds like Tim Roth for some reason. I don't know why they've done that. So he's up there, and then it just so happens that Jennifer walks in, and she says, "I vouched for you." So she's all upset about that. Then Nikki runs in. They tell her, "Oh, he's Hulk King," and then he tells her, "I stole your blood." And then he says they synthesized it for me so I could get these superpowers. It just so happens to work on this guy, even though I believe it was episode 1. Hulk said, if any of this blood gets out there, even though it's 1 in a billion or something like that, yeah, it works on this guy, right? We don't find out how it worked, why it worked. We don't find out any of this. So then she breaks the fourth wall again and then points out why the show is shit. So, did I write any of this down? Pretty sure I did. So, yeah, she says, this can't possibly be where this season was going. The season wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't from day 1. It wasn't going anywhere. Wasn't going anywhere. She says, this is a mess. None of these storylines make any sense. So now you're just pointing out... Oh, fucking... Just fuck off. This was kind of the point where, as I was watching it, I just said, fuck you. That was pretty much my thoughts on it. So you see him turn into a Hulk-like thing. So, yeah, she comes storming in as well. And that's when, yeah, She-Hulk breaks... Yeah, you also get the Hulk drops in as well out of nowhere. But they just say, yeah, as I say, she just points out this is a mess. The whole show's been a mess. I don't know. I don't know why you're highlighting it. It's like, we already know anyway. So she doesn't want to, she says, is it working for you? And then we go to this screen where if you can see her up, she breaks out of there. We're now doing something that has had nothing to do with the show whatsoever. Unbelievable that you can't call this a show. It's not a show. It's just, here's some stuff, now fuck off. That is the attitude of the people writing the show. It's just, here's some stuff. Here's some stuff. You like stuff, don't you? Just random stuff happening. No connection to anything. And what's funny is this show is considered canon. Right, okay. Whatever. Just hurry up and die, Marvel. If you're not willing to put in the effort, just die. Just die off. Be better for all of us. So she breaks out of this. And now it's fucking not working for me. Sometimes it stops. There we go. So she jumps out of there and swings into there. And now she's out in our world. So she's walking through, and then she goes into the She-Hulk writer's room. So here you are with absolute incompetent people. A room filled with incompetent assholes. You've got Jessica Gao over there, head writer, fucking shit at her job. Don't know who anybody else is. I assume these two people here are actors. So all this stuff is basically, yeah. What do we get if the entirety of the second season? By the way, we're not getting a second season. They're not getting a second season. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen at all. So yeah, the second season should be an extended dream sequence or something like that. And then he starts saying, "Oh, superhero shows should have something in common." I don't know. I don't know. Who gives a shit? So She-Hulk saying, "What kind of a stupid finale is this? The whole show's stupid. The whole show's stupid. And it's ended stupid. What a surprise." So I didn't write any of this down because I just couldn't be fucking arsed. So she says, "Oh, yeah." She says, "Who's in charge?" And they say, "Oh, Kevin." So she's off to see Kevin. You know, most of us would think it was going to be Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige just lets people do what they want. That is apparent at this point. He doesn't watch any of this stuff. He really doesn't. We've already seen the articles coming out that Kevin Feige's spread too thin. No shit. You're trying to do 40 fucking movies and 50 TV shows a year. So all of this stuff he doesn't watch. He knows it's all shit. Doesn't care though, because he doesn't have to watch it. So you would think it'd be Kevin, but no. So we've got Iron Man suits in the background. You might as well take that out of the Marvel headquarters. Just take it out. Take it out. Just replace it with piles of shit. That would be better at this point. So she's going to see Kevin. Then she fights all these guys to get to Kevin. So she goes in and it's playing Marvel stuff. Like, remember all the good stuff that happened that we don't get anymore. And then this is apparently Kevin. Kevin. So basically what Kevin stands for is Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus. I don't know if they're trying to say that's what Kevin Feige is. He isn't. So this is basically just these stories are written by AI memes. That's basically what this is. I can't believe you actually have this in there, because this is what all the shows and movies feel like now. They actually feel like they're made by a machine and not an actual person. Because they're shit. Absolute shit. But they've introduced that now. So now this is canon in the MCU. This is canon. Again, you can't have this show canon. It can't be. But now we have a Kevin machine. So yeah, I guess they're trying to make out that Kevin. Again, people think Kevin Feige is a genius. He isn't a genius. He isn't. Don't know what he's doing. Quite clearly. So the Kevin machine says, "I possess the most advanced entertainment algorithm in the world, and it produces near-perfect products." No, it fucking doesn't. At least not anymore. Not throughout Phase 4, anyway. So, yeah, the most advanced entertainment algorithm. Marvel, you don't know what entertainment is. You really don't know what entertainment is anymore. And produces near-perfect products. Nah, it produces shite. Unfortunately, that's what it is. So, then there's other stuff, like the visual effects team have moved on. Because, they're chained up in Marvel Studios, just forcibly being put on this, and they have very little time to do it. That's why it looks shit. So they bring that up. So then she says some things. Regardless of creative ownership, she says, can we agree that this is a legal comedy? The legal stuff you're not good at. Comedy, there's no comedy in here, because what you should have done, you should have got comedians. You should have got people who are funny people. That's what you need. When it comes to making comedies, it's funny people, not activists. That's what you need. You need funny people. You should have done that. You shouldn't have hired the people you hired. You should have hired funny people that know how to write stories. So then she starts going into this monologue. She says, "The Marvel Cinematic Universe is known for its high stakes, high plot, and like, stuff like that. Then she goes into, it's often said that all Marvel movies end the same. Perhaps it's because following an unwritten rule that you have to throw a bunch of plot. You need plot in a story. Plot is important, the most important, I would argue. Some people are more focused on themes and stuff like that, and it's visually nice. But plot is the most important thing. So, yes, it should have plot, but no, Jennifer doesn't want to do this. You don't throw a bunch of plot at people. No, you don't. You don't throw a bunch of plot at people in the last fucking episode. Oh, fucking hell. So, what else happens? So, throw a bunch of plot and flash. It distracts from the story. A plot... What are you fucking talking about? Plot distracts from the story. That is the fucking story. My life fell apart right when I was learning to be both Jen and She-Hulk. Oh, did you do that? Did you? I don't remember that. Must not have been in there. Must have happened off screen. So right when she was learning to be both Jen and She-Hulk, that's my stakes. And then they start ripping on characters we actually like, or did like. That's very hard now, isn't it? So, yeah, she wants to change everything that happens in her finale. She isn't happy with the way that so yeah, we're just having 10 minutes of actually we're going to change this finale now, because that was a bad finale. It's like you haven't made it any better. You haven't made it any better by these changes. So she changes that, and then, as I say, she starts ripping into characters we actually like. We're talking about what is it with characters and their daddy issues. She brings up Tony Stark, Thor, Loki, and Star-Lord. Just go fuck yourself. You're talking about characters that are actual characters that people like, that people love. Whereas in this show, no characters. No characters. Whatsoever. No characters you can attach to, relate to. No characters you can empathize with. Nothing. Nothing. So we got to make fun of the characters that you like. We got to bring them down so it makes ours look better. That's what we got to do in this day and age. So she has thoughts on on season 2 direction. She isn't getting one. The machine says you're not fucking getting one. And she says, Hulk smashes... That's what us Hulks do. We smash things. I smash the patriarchy. Might as well have said that. She says, I smash bad endings. No, you don't. You don't. And then she says, I also smash Matt Murdock. So he shows up as well, by the way. Not done with him yet. So now we're back to the actual show. I say show in the loosest ways possible. So she comes out, she says, Todd, I'm going to see you in court, babe, or something like that. And then Daredevil just falls out of the fucking sky from somewhere. I'll just show that, because he just drops straight down. It's like, what the fuck's that? Where did he come from? Can he fly now? And being in the daylight with this suit makes it look worse. It actually looks worse in the daylight. Looks absolutely awful. What the fuck is that? Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Do not have that in your Born Again series. Just have it red. Just have it red. I don't care about it's comic accurate. There's a reason they changed it from yellow and red to just red. Because it looked fucking shit. Even in the comics, it looks shit. So just have it red. Have it red. It looks good. Looks better. Red and yellow doesn't look any good. So yeah, he shows up and like, oh, I missed out on all the calamities or whatever. So Abomination is going back to prison for 10 years or something like that. They introduce him back into the world and then get rid of him by the end of the season because we can't have that. So then Matt Murdock is having a picnic, a bloody barbecue at She-Hulk's parents. So they're all obsessed with how much money do you make? Of course, Daredevil's a good guy, so he says, oh, well, you know, I do it to help people and stuff like that can't afford it. All that type of stuff. But they're more interested in, oh, how much money do you make? If you're doing that, how much money do you make? That guy's wife wants to bang Daredevil. And then we have, then we have this. So this just gets randomly thrown in out of nowhere. Hulk shows up with his son Scar. Where is it? Hurry up. Yeah, his son Scar. He's just come back from. So how did you have a son this quickly? Are we going to see any of this? Are you going to do a movie on it or anything? Because if not, why is it in here? Why is it in it? Oh, fucking hell. Why bother? Why bother? So, we're almost at the end now. So, she says, the message is that if you attack, harm, or harass innocent people, I'm coming for you, or something like that. And that's the end of the episode. And then we just get a mid-credits scene. Where is it? We get a mid-credits scene with Emil Blonsky, and Wong shows up and says something like that. We're really in a good time for TV. It's like, no, you're not. Stop lying. Because Wong's been turning up everywhere or something like that when he hasn't really. He was in No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, and this. That's it. But yeah, he says, oh, it's a good time for television shows. No, it isn't. Fuck off. That was long ago now. That was about 15 years ago now. When we were at the point where we were like, oh, this is really the golden era of television. You had shows like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, until of course we know what happens. Loads of good shows that was really some good shit coming out. Now we're here. How we got here? That's because people aren't being hired based on merit. That's because the people writing now don't give a shit. They're not good. They're not good. They don't care to get good. So that's how we got here. But he takes Abomination out. Abomination is going to go and move in with Wong at Kamar-Taj. And that's it. That's the episode. We're done. We're done with this absolute shit show. I don't know what else I can say about it now. I don't know what else I can say about this series, because it's just fucking shite. Such a bad show, it really is. I don't really think there's any debate around it. What the worst Marvel show is now, it's got to be this, because I just can't believe you needed 9 episodes for this. Why couldn't you just have 2 episodes, or 1 episode, or no episodes? That's the best option, because I don't really know what you were trying to do. I don't get what the aim was with this show, other than pissing people off. That is about it. It's one of those shows where I'm always surprised that you have people that say, "Oh, it's such a great show." It's like, you ever watched the show before? Never. It doesn't seem like it. But there's a lot of those at the moment. There's a lot of these shows out where people say, "Oh, it's so fucking good," and they'll defend it, and it's just like, nah. I don't know. I don't know who you are. I suppose at this point we just have to assume they're bots. You know, especially when you're talking about Twitter, because it's just hilarious to me that anybody's watching this show and liking it. But again, doesn't really matter. Still a bad show either way. Still a bad show, but you know, at least we're now done with that. The next Marvel thing is Wakanda Forever. Do we all think that's going to be amazing? Nah. No Black Panther in it. Oh no, that's right. We're getting Shuri because we need a whamming Black Panther. So that's probably going to be shite. Then next year, I think we have about 5 Marvel Disney Plus TV series. 5. And also 4... Well, in fact, I don't even know what's going on, because everything's been pushed back now. You're now not getting an Avengers film, I believe, 2024 or 5. So everything's getting pushed back. People are leaving projects, as we've seen with Blade. which is that's a good thing. That's put on fucking hold. No one wants to see a PG-13 fucking Blade, and no one wants to see a shit Blade either. So that's that. You know, I'm sure the guy that's playing Blade is a good pick, but not going to be handed great material. That's the issue. But everything's being moved back, so I don't really know what's going on now. But they were trying to get out 4 movies a year. They were going to be doing 2 Avengers movies in the space of 6 months. I mean, Avengers, who's left? There is no Avengers. No Avengers left. What, Captain Marvel? Is that what you're going to get? Captain Marvel? Nah. Not happening. So, but yeah, I think it was like 4. I still think the TV shows are coming. About 5 TV shows. We've got, what do we got next? I believe it might be Secret Invasion. With Samuel Jackson, which, let's be honest, is just going to turn into, it's jokey time. Nothing serious. Then we've got Echo. Who's looking forward to Echo? Who cares about fucking Echo? Right, nobody. That's why Daredevil and Kingpin are going to be in it. And Daredevil is going to be ruined even further. I'm really surprised this show really didn't destroy him. I thought they would have absolutely annihilated him. But Marvel are going to get more opportunities to do that. As I say, is going to be in Echo. Then I think the show after Echo is Loki Season 2. Yay! Because Season 1 was so great, wasn't it? But the only reason Loki's that's got a second season is because people actually watch that one. People actually watch that one. Then I believe... what else is coming that year? Then we've got the Ironheart series. Wow! I can't wait to see a rip-off of Tony Stark. Can't wait to see it. Cannot wait for the Ironheart series. And then I think to finish out the year, it's Agatha Harkness. The fuck are you doing? You fucking incompetent twats. What are you doing? That's the only question I have whenever it comes to all the shit we see coming up from Marvel. Is an Agatha Harkness series, really? Who asked for that? Who asked for that? Nobody. But you're going to do it anyway. You're going to do it anyway. You're going to double down on your just producing shit. So that's what we've got to look forward to next year. The only Marvel thing I have any interest in is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, because James Gunn actually knows what he's doing. He's actually someone that's got experience. And actually has a bit of heart in his movies. So that's the only one. After that, I've got no reason whatsoever to hang about Marvel, other than the Marvels, because that would be fun to roast the shit out of. That would be really fun. Apparently, they were reshooting it to turn it into a musical. So that's going to be cringe as fuck. Enough cringe to last us a lifetime. But in terms of She-Hulk, absolute terrible show. Really bad show. Really indefensible show. It literally did nothing with 9 episodes. 9 20-minute episodes that feel like hours just watching it. Such a bad show. So it's like, at this point, it's so surprising that we still keep getting terrible shows. Because it's like, you must be at a point now where you're starting to see what not to do, instead of going, now we're going to do it again. What we're going to do when it comes to Marvel is we're going to keep handing off projects to fucking Michael Waldron that wrote fucking Loki and Multiverse of Madness shite. We're now going to give him the Avengers movie. So it's safe to say, do not, some people still have their hopes. Oh, it's going to get better. It's going to get, I don't see it. I don't see it until I start seeing it. That's when my thoughts on it's going to change. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, that's the only one they got that I'm interested in. But I think I've went on long enough. But yeah, She-Hulk's just a bad show. I don't know what else I can say. It was one of those episodes I'm just watching it. I'm fucking confused at what we're doing now. Just what this is. Because it's like you started trying to do a finale and then you thought, nah, fuck that. We'll do some meta stuff. And then people were praising it and all that because they did meta stuff. But that's what this episode was. It was just, here's some stuff. Now fuck off. Be happy. Consume. Don't think, consume. That is what this show is for. It is for consumers. It isn't for customers. It's for consumers that just watch and don't think and say everything's great. Everything's fine. One of the reasons why we're in the position we're in is because of that, but I just seem to keep talking. But let's just finish off there, because I've got shit to do. I'll go and fucking wank myself off or something. Because that's more interesting than this. But there you have it. That is the end of another series that we're never going to see of again, never going to hear of. There isn't going to be a season 2. I believe they said She-Hulk is going to be in Captain America with no Captain America. She's going to be in that film. But other than that, we're not going to see or speak or hear of She-Hulk in the MCU for a while. And that's probably a good thing. But yeah, you've introduced her in the worst way possible. You really have. Again, it's just all these shows. You have something. You have something that you could do something good with. There's so many options. So many options to make this show fun. Funny. Actually funny. See if this show was funny, I'd go, yeah, fine. It's like the storytelling shit, but at least it's funny. At least there's some good laughs and that. But it doesn't have that. Doesn't have that at all. There's nothing there where I'm laughing and pissing in my pants at the same time. There's nothing. But I mean, that's comedy. That's comedy of today. I think in this episode they were right. No one's allowed to make jokes anymore, so that's why this isn't funny. That's why it isn't funny. But again, I keep throwing pens now. I keep throwing pens. But there's so many things you can do, yet, it's not even that we choose not to. Well, not we. It's not even that they choose not to. It's just that they can't do it. They don't know how to be funny. They don't know how to write stories. So many of these things, and it's just... It's over. It's all over for Marvel. I don't think there's any way of them pulling themselves out of this. But that's She-Hulk episode 9. Episode 9 of nothingness. So that's finished. We're now finished with that. That's done. I've now survived She-Hulk. Now it's on to the last episode of The Rings of Power tomorrow. Done with that fucking show. And then I'm going to get back to reviewing House of the Dragon. I'm going to do a little catching up because I want to review good shit. That's what I want to do. So I'm looking forward to going back through that again. Try and catch up with that before the last episode, because it's been a good fucking show. But She-Hulk has been terrible.